Hey, elite entrepreneurs and empire builders, welcome. I'm your host, Jared Nassif, and this is the show where we connect you with some vetted and highly qualified franchise opportunities, franchise brands, and really the faces behind them. So that way you can, our whole goal is to help you franchise your future with confidence and with clarity. Today's conversation, it's going to be a little different, and honestly, one I'm really excited about. Today, we're joined by Melissa Tash, the founder of Spoiled Rotten Photography, and we're going to unpack the brand a little bit, but we're going to really dive into a topic that I believe is going to be incredibly valuable for so many individuals, whether you are already a business owner or whether you are exploring franchise ownership. Or you are in business in any way, shape, or form. It's a conversation I think will be incredibly valuable to you. We're talking about the 4 mindsets of a successful business owner. Okay. Because at the end of the day, like, strategy matters. It is important. Systems matter. But how you think, especially in business, but in life in general, how you make decisions, how you handle pressure, how you approach obstacles and growth, like all of this, I think that's what ultimately determines where you end up. So wherever you are in the spectrum of business and life and ownership, today's going to be a great conversation for you. I think it's really going to help give you a lot to wrestle with and think about. Man, we're excited to have Melissa, the founder, on for Spoiled Rotten Photography. Before hang on to the very end, because you're actually gonna see. You're going to be a visual. Put your eyes on some kind of behind the scenes stuff and some video, some video work, some content from Spoiled Rotten and some of the stuff they do. Or I'm actually going to show a short video that kind of actually is going to elevate, kind of show you their marketing a little bit, and some seasonal stuff that they do when it comes to videography within this specific franchise opportunity. But I thought we'd start off by just even putting your eyes on what a franchisee with Spoiled Rotten even looks like. A really incredible, powerful, successful story here. And then we'll get started. We'll bring in Melissa Tash. So without further ado, let's start with this video. We'll dive right in. Welcome. This is Fran Opps Live.
Hello, I'm Lori McTurner, your local preschool photographer with Spoiled Rotten Photography in the Greenwich, Connecticut area. 2 of my biggest passions are working with children and photography. There's nothing more rewarding than capturing genuine smiles, silly giggles, and sweet little moments. I specialize in boutique-style portraits that are timeless, joyful, and truly showcase each child's unique personality. I'll make your picture day organized, fun, easy, and stress-free. I'm Lori McTurner. Let me turn your picture day into a memory you'll love.
Yes, I love that. You use her last name, turn it. Oh man, that's good marketing right there. That's so good. Melissa, it's good to see you. Welcome.
Nice to see you, Jared. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. This is the place to be. This is the greatest, I believe it, the greatest group in the metaverse. So I'm glad you're here. Glad you're able to be part of it. So let's start with a little bit of your story. Tell us a little bit about who Melissa is and how you kind of got to where you are today with Spoiled Rotten.
Gosh. Okay. So like a lot of new moms, I started taking pictures of my kids.
Okay. Yeah,
and
for sure.
I always wanted to be a photographer, but my dad was an engineer and everybody told me you can't make any money in photography.
Sure.
So, I never pursued it.
No.
Never. So, but when I had a kid, I started taking pictures and then started taking pictures of my friends' kids and then their friends' kids. And I'm like, this is a lot of time away from my family. Maybe I should get paid for it. So kind of started a little business and it started to grow. I was working for NASA at the time, which NASA, yes, on the International Space Station program.
No way.
So training astronauts.
Holy smokes. You're full-time working, training astronauts. On the side, you're taking pictures of toddlers.
Right.
It's great.
Yeah. I know. So it doesn't seem like a really logical path for success. And honestly, when I told my mom I was going to quit, says working for a contractor called Teledyne Brown Engineering and working directly with the astronaut crew that was on the International Space Station. So my mother was so proud of that.
No
When I
way.
told her that I was going to take pictures of preschoolers and quit my NASA position, it was so disappointing to her. She was so
Yeah.
upset. Like, it
Well,
just
I'm
doesn't
sure.
seem logical, right? Like going backwards.
Right.
But didn't really plan on kind of framing it that way. But the mindset there, like where people saw preschool pictures, I saw an opportunity to
Yeah.
scale and to grow.
Okay.
Right. And
Yeah.
then also we had a lot of photographer friends who weren't making any money.
Yeah.
We'd figured it out. We figured out how to make good money at it. Right.
Yeah.
So why not provide it to my friends and other people to have our business model and be successful too?
Yeah. Oh man, I love that. Can you give us then a high level view of Spoiled Rotten Photography?
Sure.
Where
So
it's at today and what it does?
yeah. So basically we just took what we would do in a custom session
Okay.
for photography
Yep.
and systemized it, made it more efficient, and took it to a school.
Okay.
So I think the key point there was I had no idea what school photography was supposed to look like. So because of that,
Yeah.
I created my own system to do custom like things. Like we asked the parents, what do you want? We used online ordering to give them several images to choose from.
Oh,
And our
interesting.
orders reflected that.
Yeah. Which is so, yeah, obviously. I mean, I got kids in school myself. You don't get those options
Right.
in most schools. They send you whatever they took, right? And so I like that ability to customize it to what parents want with their.
That's right. Right. And
Is it just in schools, or is it in other settings?
Right. So I would say that 95% of what we do is going to be in the preschool or elementary school or private K through 12. So we have grown into the yearbook school picture division, which is amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
But 95% is going to be at school. We do some other things. We'll do professional headshots, and franchise owners are welcome to do custom sessions or family portrait days or mini sessions outside the school. But once they see how much money they make from the volume that you get in the school, most people just stick with that. Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy to me. So you can build a pretty successful business doing this.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Fascinating. Let's dive in, because when you and I first spoke, you mentioned these 4 mindsets of successful business owners, right? Tell me, how did you kind of come up with or form, or even was it more just identifying what you're seeing? Do they come from what you're seeing at Spoiled Rotten? Where do those come from?
Right. So we kind of have a front row seat to everybody who started a business. And we started looking at, like, why is it easier for some people than others? Some people just, can get accounts, no problem.
Yeah.
They find great employees and they just seem to have more success quicker than other people. So why? So we're always trying to look at our model, look at what we're doing, how we're supporting our franchise owners. And the biggest thing that we came up with was it was really a little surprising, is just how they thought about things. It wasn't their skills. It wasn't being a photographer. It wasn't being a better business owner. It was just having a different mindset. It was like how they perceive the things going on in them really shape their reality.
Yeah.
So we had one, it was very interesting. Very early on, our third franchise owner was one of those people that the sky was always falling.
Okay. Yeah.
Always falling. Like everything is wrong. There's a million photographers in our area. Never going to get accounts. Like I can't do that. Like, so, and eventually she did, we sold the territory to somebody else, and that somebody else also happened to be way early on, before we kind of figured out our avatar of who we were looking for. And this one too, I visited every school and they all told me no, Melissa, I just can't do it. Yeah. And I was like, this territory really is hard. It's tough. It must be really saturated. And then we got the third owner in this territory. And by this time I was like, not expecting much. Yeah. She blew it up.
Really?
She came in with such a positive mindset. She saw opportunity where everybody else saw obstacles. It was just mind-blowing how much difference that made in the very same territory.
Yeah, to just have the right mindset.
The right mindset.
So give us the first one. Let's start with the first mindset. Okay, what is it? And why is it so foundational for someone stepping into business ownership?
Completely foundational. And probably the first thing that people think about when you think about mindset, just having a positive mindset, looking for opportunities.
Yep.
And it is the foundation, because if you don't believe opportunity exists, you won't look for it.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Yeah. Yeah. You have to go into your business with the understanding that there is opportunity out there. Now, because of that, I have to go find, because if you don't, what you see, what happens is what you saw happen with your previous two franchisees.
Right.
They come crying to you.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
It's
what do
terrible.
I do?
It's so saturated. There's photographers everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Our first franchise owner, I will say that he's still our leader.
Okay.
And he said one thing to me one time that stuck. He's like, Melissa, there are two types of schools. Ones that have spoiled rotten photography and ones that are going to have spoiled rotten photography. So for him, it wasn't a yes or a no. It was a yes or a later.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. If it's a no, now it's not a no forever.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a no. It's a not now. It's not.
So for someone, what are some of the other obstacles that they're going to be facing? Right. So obviously one of the main obstacles is going to be these preschools said no.
Right.
What are some other things that you're seeing your franchisees or business owners in general experiencing with running their own business, especially where this positive mindset is going to be so key?
Well, it kind of goes into the second mindset.
Okay. Give it to us.
Which is building a team and leadership.
Okay.
So you can go so fast by yourself. A solopreneur can, do anything really quick, but they can't grow big. You really have to have a team and start building your team. And how do you find the right people? By having the right mindset. So have you ever noticed that positive people tend to have positive people around them?
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's good. And that even goes back to what you said. For example, you had these first two negative Nellies, or franchisees. They're just like their pessimism is kind of the way they walk through life. They're no longer part of the system. They're no longer part of the brand. But you're gathering franchisees now, collecting franchisees who have an ongoing positive mindset toward this business.
Right.
And, that's good.
We've learned a lot, and we, really truly believe in our core values and bring it on. And our first core value is be joyful. It's the first one.
Oh, wow.
It's the first one. We're dealing with kids. So we have a strong culture. And I would say everybody in our brand has that inner joy, which is great. It's so much fun to work with. I've had consultants come to our annual conference and they're like, this is crazy. I'm like, it's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so good. So then the second one is, you need to be thinking leadership. You need to be thinking, got to build a team. Yeah. How do you evaluate that when you're talking to prospective franchisees? You're meeting with someone who's interested in buying territory and being a spoiled rotten franchisee. How do you evaluate, do they have a leadership mindset?
I think just looking at what they've done in the past is a pretty clear indicator. And they don't necessarily have to be in management or have built a business, but have they been in any kind of leadership role? Right? PTA, even like sports teams.
Yeah. Are they guiding people? Are they influencing people? Are people following them?
Following them, influencing them. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. How does that mindset typically show up in the day-to-day decision-making of a spoiled rotten franchisee?
I think that just knowing that you can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. You're going to have to have people that help you build.
And do they start with a team?
No, actually, our model is you start out as an owner operator.
Okay.
For the first 6 months. So it's going to be yourself and an assistant. So very, very light staffing. Right. Just somebody to go with you to the preschools and help you get smiles, help you carry equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So after you get about 10 to 15 accounts, you'll be able to do that in the first 6 months. Then you'll not need to start looking for another photographer because you'll need more capacity to get more schools.
Yeah.
So start building your first team 6 months to a year in. Third team comes that next year, and then you can start doing yearbooks. So once you start building a team of 3 or more.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. And do you have any examples, real life examples of like franchisees that maybe struggled at first, but then once they took on this mindset of let's bring on a team and let's grow it, where it's you saw a tangible difference?
Yes, yes. And this is hard for people because it's
Yeah.
my business. Nobody's going to love it as much
Right.
as I do. They're never going to do it as good as me.
Yep.
I
Yep.
do have one example, and she wouldn't
Okay.
care if I mentioned her name. She's actually
Okay.
exited because she sold her business. She was our
Okay.
first one that made it all the way through,
All
and she
right.
sold her business.
Good for her. Yeah.
Yes. So she hired photographers,
Yeah.
but she would always go to the school with them. Like let them do their job, right? But she was
Okay.
always there with them. So I'm
Yeah.
not kidding when I tell you, like, we made it a
Yeah.
goal. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
sit in the car. You could be just in the parking lot, just not there.
That's
Just
tough.
let them do it. Like, that's the first baby step.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
with coaching, she was able to do that. And then she went to build her team. And then the next year she made it to the 250 club, which is like our first little hurdle that we want our owners to get to 250,000 in sales. So, but you have to have a team to do it, and you have to let them do their job, which kind of rolls right in to that third mindset.
Yeah. Okay. Give us the third mindset then. What is it?
Extreme ownership.
Extreme ownership. Okay.
Right.
Tell me about that.
So, of course, it's your company.
Mm-hmm.
You own everything in it.
Yep.
You own the outcome.
Yeah.
Right. And you take ownership or responsibility for it. Right. It's about not asking who did something wrong, but about looking at your systems and your processes and procedures and helping your employees succeed by using your systems and processes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then trusting them to do it, empowering them, because if you have a large team, if you're not treating them well, if you're not letting them do their job, if they're not fulfilled, they're not going to stay around a long time. So you want to find the best people you can.
Yeah.
Let them own their job. And then you own all the systems and processes that help them do their job successfully. And ultimately making them be fulfilled and stay for a while.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You need to reward the exceptional and the loyal employees that are helping you build your team. How extreme ownership. How do you coach your franchisees to step into that and not have them assume that spoiled, rotten corporate is going to do all the work for them?
Right. I think it's just expectations in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Right. So we're training them how to be an operator at first, and then they're going to have to grow into the leadership mindset.
Okay.
They're going to have to grow into that. So it's just coaching. I think that's probably the biggest thing. But, I think we model it at the franchisor level. We're not solving their problems for them. We are coaching them and taking responsibility for all of our systems and processes, and hopefully modeling that so they can do that for their employees as well.
What are some ways that you've seen people not do this? Not, as in your own system, what are some ways you've seen franchisees not take extreme ownership over their business?
I would think, it's more of a mindset thing, like blaming their employees. Oh, our sales were low because this photographer didn't do a good enough job. Yeah. Right. Did they not do a good enough job, or did you not train them well enough to do the job?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's just the biggest thing is working on your systems. And I think great leaders, they don't fix people. They fix the system.
Ooh, that's good. I'm taking notes. So yeah, they don't fix, they fix the system, which sometimes I think is, fixing people can be a part of that, right? Or even just replacing people, but
put the right people in the right seats. Yes, there's
a whole picture, right? With all these moving parts to it, and people are part of that. So
right, and knowing people's strengths, right? So you want to have the right people in the right seats.
Yes,
but also
on the right bus,
at
the right time. Yep, absolutely. Yep, all of it.
All it. Yes, and we do some EOS, so we understand, all of the things that go into getting the right person in the right seat. And sometimes you put the wrong people there, and you have to fix that. Like
Yeah.
that's just a part of leadership.
So you guys help with that then? Do you guys help with the hiring process with your franchisees?
Well, we don't get into joint employer stuff, but we help them figure out the type of person that's best for these types of jobs. 100%.
Okay. Yeah,
and go back into core values for sure. So,
you mentioned one of them, right? Great joy, right?
Be joyful.
Being joyful. What are some of the other core values?
Respecting others, just making sure that you're providing respect to everybody. Generosity is a big one. We encourage all of our owners to have at least one charity event that they do every year. And some of them have multiple charity events.
Really? Wow.
Making a positive impact is another one.
So you encourage them. It's not necessarily built into the franchise agreement where it's like you have to do this and you got to bite the bullet and that kind of thing. It's more of
it's an encouragement for sure.
Part of our culture and who we are.
And we reward at annual conference every year too. So everybody that has a charity event, we're recognizing them and rewarding them.
Yeah. And that's great. That's great leadership on your part too, right? Because what you celebrate, those things get repeated.
That's right.
Things multiply. And so,
and even at their corporate level, if somebody gives all of the money away from their sessions, we give them a rebate on their royalties as well. So I feel like we're giving a little bit more to their charities too.
Yeah. Right. Wow. That's good. Okay, man. Okay. So then let's talk about this. We have these 3 mindsets so far. Positive. You got to look for opportunities.
Yes. Opportunity.
Second one, leadership. You're building a team. It's how you scale. Going to grow. You're only going to go so far by yourself.
That's right.
Third, extreme ownership. This is your business. Stop passing fault on to other people. This is your responsibility to take and to own and to grow. What is the fourth mindset?
Okay. And this is where it gets personal.
Okay. Give it to me.
Because business is kind of hard, right? You're going to have things that are going to happen.
Yep.
And I think that just money and success and have money and it's just not sustainable, like long-term, if you don't have something bigger that you're a part of.
Okay.
And for me, it's my faith. Yeah. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ and I want to serve people. I feel like that is my purpose in life, is to serve people and not just to make money and succeed. Yeah. But I think that, when business becomes about something bigger than you, it makes you think differently. Yeah. It changes how you lead. It changes how you support people. Yeah. And it just kind of multiplies the impact you make too, when you have that in mind.
Yeah. Melissa, thank you for sharing that. Now I can see where a lot of core values for your business you built, where that comes from. The idea of being joyful.
Yeah.
That is like Christian value. It's part of who we are as Christ followers, is people of joy, right? Yeah.
Do you see my wall behind us?
Yeah. Joyful, exceed, impact.
Exceed expectations, respect.
Respect. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
That's my why wall. So it just reminds me when I come in my office every day, why we're doing what we're doing. We're here to support our franchise owners and to help them be successful and meet their goals. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that fourth and final mindset, that you have to have a purpose bigger than yourself.
Yeah. It gives you staying power. I think it gives you the will to go on when things get hard, because they will get hard.
Yeah. Right.
But that just gives you more opportunity.
Yeah. Has that seemed to be kind of the culture of Spoiled Rotten? Like, did that people coming in kind of with a similar faith system, background, belief? Are they sharing that same kind of purpose, like mentally, or are you seeing differences there?
I think, we have a lot of diversity in our organization.
Yeah.
But we are faith-based. I pray for my franchise owners every day.
Oh, wow.
But I don't think that they're not all faith-based, but they all have our core values for sure.
Yeah. Well, I can't even reiterate what you even just said too. Like, most franchisors are not going, even if they might do that, they wouldn't tout that. And so, but to think of yourself as a business owner in a system where the founder is praying over you and your business and your family, like, holy smokes, like, I'll set aside systems and strategies all day to take that. And so that's incredible. That speaks volumes of of your true character, Melissa. Thank you for sharing that.
Well, we try, and it's fun. I feel 100% honored to be in this position, and it's been a journey to get here.
Yeah. For someone, I'm sure it has, right? For someone listening right now, how can they start really like developing these mindsets if they don't feel like they have them yet?
Well, I think that one is just awareness, just thinking about it. But what does it take?
Figure out where you're at. Yeah.
It doesn't take capital. It doesn't take any tools.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to do anything except for think differently. I mean, it's right there.
I think one of the things even you said was tangible was like, you've created a why wall. It's a great idea. Like create some kind of like tangible way. And one of the things I like I took it from Dr. Ben Hardy, who wrote a book called Willpower Doesn't Work.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get that one.
It's a fascinating book. Here, I'll give you the whole book. It's fascinating. Okay. It really is a good read. But the whole book is this: our willpowers are weak. They don't work.
Right.
If you try to just go, I'm going to lose 40 pounds in the next 6 months, and you just try to bare knuckle it, you can't do that. Your willpower is going to get weak because you'll get hungry because it'll be late at night. You're going to start snacking, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So what he says is control. Since you can't control your willpower, control your environment.
Oh, yeah, sure.
If you want to be someone that wants to get up early, if you just set your alarm at 5 a.m. and all you're going to do is hit the alarm, you're going to snooze, you're going to right back to sleep. Next thing you know, it's 7, whatever, right?
Right.
Instead, control the environment. Since you can't control the willpower to get up out of bed, put the alarm clock somewhere else. Right?
Get up.
And so it's like, that's the whole book. It's like, if you're trying to lose weight, you can't even have Oreos in the pantry. Like, get rid of them, control the environment, right? And it's the same idea here, I think, is like you have this wall behind you, kind of creating an environment that helps you refocus your mindset. Because something about mindsets too, I find fascinating, is like even people who have developed incredible disciplines and routines, like you're still going to have thoughts and mindsets that are going to try to battle against the ones you really want to lead with. So you need to have ways in which you're constantly bringing yourself back, I think, to having the right mindsets and the person you want to be with those.
Absolutely. And I think one big thing is surrounding yourself with other people who have a positive mindset.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes a whole lot to bring somebody up.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so good. Yeah.
So if you surround yourself with other people who are thinking this way, and purge yourself of those negative Nellies.
Yeah, that's so good. Is there anything else you would say too to add on to that? Like any kind of shift in thinking that you would challenge people to make kind of coming out of this conversation today?
I would just say, I guess if you're having trouble, stop asking like, why is it happening to me? Just never have that question, and maybe start asking, what can I do with it?
Wow, that's good. That's so good. Yeah. And Melissa, thank you for sharing that. And that's for our audience too, whether you're watching this live right now or whether you're watching this down the road as well. And you're intrigued by this conversation. You're intrigued by Spoiled Rotten too. If you are interested in surrounding yourself with successful business owners who are people of joy, people of respect, people of generosity, and then those kinds of core values, and you want to, you think you fit in alignment with that kind of culture, and you want to learn more about even this brand or franchising in general, all you really have to do right now is just type more in the comments. So if you want to get more information, you want to talk more about this, just type more in the comments and we'll reach out and get a conversation going. Or you can even just scan the QR code up top, and that'll get a conversation going as well. So Melissa, I genuinely, I can't thank you enough for all of this, for sharing your time, your wisdom in these 4 mindsets that, if you don't write a book, you need to. These are so great, so valuable, and just true to who you are and your own story. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much for having me. It's amazing.
Good. Well, I'm going to connect you with some great people who I think fit your culture well, and it's going to be fun. So thank you so much. I appreciate you, friends. Until then, hang on. I got one more video to kind of show you a little bit more about Spoiled Rotten Photography. Until then, see y'all later. Bye.
I'm gonna walk outside, put my hands in the dirt, gonna lay a seed in the broken earth, gonna wait for the sun, pray for the rain. My act of resistance is trusting that I'm gonna walk outside, put my head